another edition of Partners in Employment TV. I'm Melissa Shank. Today we are located at Boston Pizza. Today we're on location at Partners in Employment. Today we're on location in Stratford at Conceptual Pathways. Let's head on inside. So I'm inside Conceptual Pathways here in Stratford with Mark. Mark, can you tell me a little bit about the journey of how did you get involved here at Conceptual Pathways through working with Partners in Employment?
All right, well, to begin, I went to Partners in Employment. I was pretty much there just to get a general summary on how to build my resume and get a job interviews. Basically, I went there because I didn't really have strong interview skills, I thought. And then from there, Brad wanted to help me, and he was trying to get me interviews with other people, which turned out to be for this job that I got currently. But yeah, it just helped out.
So it kind of bridged the gap and helped you transition almost into helping you find the perfect job that you enjoy, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
I think you kind of like what you do here a lot, right?
Yeah, it's great.
All right, so I want to introduce to you Bob Telford, Director at Conceptual Pathways. So can you explain to me, how did you first off get introduced to Partners in Employment and then working with Mark?
Well, we know a few people that in town that work with Partners in Employment, and they often talk to us about whether or not we're looking to hire new, younger developers. And Brad came to us actually and asked if we were looking, and we happened to be at the time. So he had someone that he could recommend, and Mark came up, and we welcomed him up to the office.
Can you impart to other people, other businesses, employers looking maybe to hire? What has that opportunity been like for you working with Partners in Employment? Would you recommend them?
I would actually, and I think that Partners is a good example of an organization in town that can help you reach out to younger people or people who may be looking for a change or are looking for improvement or their skills development, and you can work with them to find the right fit for what we need in our company as well.
With me here I've got Dan Burns. You work here at Boston Pizza. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience? First off, how did you find out about Partners in Employment?
Well, I first found out about Partners in Employment through a program called ShelterLink. And ShelterLink helps out youth from 16 to 30-year-olds if they're kicked out of their house or just have a bad living situation. And they directed me towards Partners in Employment, and they told me that they had this class going on with a wage subsidy after, and they find you a job and everything.
Would you recommend then Partners in Employment to other people that were in a similar situation to you, or that overall experience? Can you kind of sum that up for me, what that was like for you?
I would definitely recommend it to anyone that is in need of a job or just needs to get their life on track, I guess.
Truly life-altering in some regards, huh?
Yeah.
So now I have Dan Smith with me. You are the owner of Boston Pizza. Can you talk to me a little bit about when you hired Dan Burns and brought him into
this was kind of a new process. It was a new opportunity for the business and from Partners in Employment, because it was a government incentive program. Mm-hmm. So there was actually a financial piece to the puzzle, which was terrific. But it was matching individuals that don't necessarily interview well, have a tough time with the one-on-one, what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And so they go through this process. Partners in Employment coaches them, trains them. They came to the interview with them. Dan and I mainly spoke, but they were there to assist him, give him that little piece of confidence that helped him go to the next level, because I don't know that in a different situation he would have been as successful a candidate. And so it was a great program, a great matching for Partners in Employment and for us.
And one last question, what can you say to recommend this to other people? Like, would you, in your situation, recommend this to other employers looking to hire?
Without hesitation. It is. I can appreciate as an employer sometimes you're a little guarded, you want that perfect employee, you want that perfect situation to come to be. It just doesn't always exist. In the environment nowadays, you want to find the best employees you can in every area. Once you close your options and your mind to certain things, you're going to limit your ability to hire good, productive employees. Dan's been a tremendous addition to my team. He's a great part of my operations now, and I just take the chance, take the opportunity. It's a terrific one. There's some great individuals with Partners in Employment, and I can't encourage you enough to get involved.
I want to introduce you now to Sandy. Sandy, how has Partners in Employment helped you to advance your career?
Well, it's given me a chance to know what field I wanted to go into. I used to work in factory, and I'm really good with looking after people. So this is the way I've gone, and it's working out really well.
And can you tell everyone, which way have you gone? I think we can see a little bit on her arm here, but you've gone now to medical school, right?
Yeah.
Would you recommend Partners in Employment to other people that are in search of maybe a career change, maybe, of course, looking for work? How has that experience, if you could sum that up, what has the experience been like with working with Partners in Employment?
Well, it's been great. It's helped me focus on the road that I want to take. I'm getting schooling, and I'm going to not just have a job, but I'm going to have a career.
I have Keith with me here now, and Keith, tell me your story. How did you first come across Partners in Employment?
My wife was going to the local newspaper, and she found an advertisement for an agency that would help people 55 and over find jobs, and I tend to qualify for that, so she sent me down here. And after meeting with them, it sounded like a really good idea, and I joined Partners in Employment to take their training program and help find me a job.
So after the course, then what happened?
They put you in a program where you come once or twice a week, and you go over the jobs that are in the paper or other jobs that are out there and other jobs that are in the hidden job market. The Partners in Employment have a lot of community contacts within the local area, plus they're in St. Mary's and Listowel and other areas. So they have a very diverse group of people looking for jobs for people. Now, they're not really getting you the job. You still have to get the job yourself, but they're there to help you do your resumes, get the interview, and prepare you for it.
Well, and like you said, with the hidden job market, they have access and know maybe more opportunities that are available that you wouldn't be necessarily privy to, right?
Exactly. That's the only reason I'm working today, is because they actually found a job through the hidden job market that's mainly based out of Listowel, and they sent me for an interview there, and I was successful in getting it, and I'm enjoying every minute since.
It's a completely change in career for me. I would never thought I would be managing a housing complex. I think the best part I like about this job is I'm working with people constantly. I'm helping people. I know the services that are out there due to my prior job. So it's been a wonderful journey. I enjoy my job tremendously, and I would recommend going to Partners in Employment because they really do help you.
Oh, that's a fabulous story. And you know what? One of the best things, too, that I think a lot of people still don't know about is that Partners in Employment offers these free courses. They're absolutely free. And you mentioned this earlier. When you all come together, you meet people from all different journeys and paths that they've been on, and they're here for whatever reason, whether they've been laid off or they're searching or they're, everyone has a different story, but you can all come together, share those, learn from each other, and then, the world is your oyster, so to speak.
And the funny thing is, since then, I have seen several people from the course,
really?
And they're all in a different type of career than they had anticipated they ever would be. So they've changed completely from what they were doing before to something completely opposite.
So if you can, in a sentence, how would you recommend Partners in Employment, or what would you say to people that are thinking about looking for a new opportunity and using Partners in Employment to help them or assist them with that?
I would tell people to use Partners in Employment as their main resource because they really do work with you. They're with you all the time. They follow you on your journey, and they take you right to the end until you're successful.
Excellent.
The biggest miracle of all was that just a couple of weeks ago, a job came up, and it came to me through networking. And I can say before, I never was a networker. I did not want to really try to fluff who I was because I didn't really much believe in myself. But this place here, Partners in Employment, has helped me to come out of my shell, helped me to be able to see who I am. And so what happened was, the job was, the paperwork was offered to me, and I just followed through with it and said, I'd be a fool not to follow through with this, even though it was not something that I would ever have picked out. It was a sales position, and that is not what I thought, I've been for years. But when I sat down and peacefully thought about it, I thought, I've sold concepts to people, I've sold services, provincial services to people. I can do this. This would be exciting and a new, a new chapter. And so anyway, I did what I needed to do. Half an hour after I faxed the information, I got a phone call for an interview. And that was the big miracle that happened. for every other interview I've ever had before, I did a lot of studies and who am I supposed to be? Who do they want me to be? And I never was at peace with walking in and just saying, this is who I am, this is what I've got, like it or not, you know?
Be yourself.
Yes. And so for me, it was not about be who they want, but it was about be myself. So I walked into the interview, and I've never ever had freedom in an interview. I wasn't sick or, you know, diarrhea or anything that you normally get, you know?
Just all the butterflies and the
yes.
fear, and because it was, you know, people get so afraid of, will I get the job? I need the job. I need it. I need
Yes.
it. And
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
For you. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I'm like that too. So what happened was everything went wonderfully, and then they called me back and said, we'd like to do another interview. And for me, it was almost like a test. Do I really have the freedom? Is this mine, you know? To be able to walk in and be who I am and know that I can get a job, not even in my own field, but in a different field. And so when the second job was like 11 minutes long. It was absolutely wonderful. We had a lot of fun in the interview, and a few hours later, I was offered the job. And for me, though, the biggest part that Partners in Employment gave me was that freedom to be myself. This is emotional.
Oh, can you hug?
Yes.
You were just, I'm so excited for you. So Sue, I wanted to share this with our audience today, that these are the free workshops that anyone is more than welcome to come and take, and this is what you were talking about that made a difference for you,
That's
correct?
right. That's right.
So, you know what? They are free. They are here. We post them on our Facebook account here on Partners in Employment. You can check it out on Facebook. The dates are here, times are here, all of the courses. Check them out. Give them a call at Partners in Employment. If you're like Sue, looking for a new opportunity, you know where to find them. partnersinemployment.on.ca.